Schöne gute Morgen, iedereen, und willkommen auf der 5. Edition von der LGX Convention. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 5th edition of the LGX Convention. I'll do this in English so everybody understands me. We'll start with the LGX Dip in New Tech, which will be presented to you by Dirk Dienen from TEDx Luxembourg. Big round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So hello everybody, my name's Dirk Dienen. I'm the organizer of TEDx Luxembourg City. The reason I'm here today really is I have an absolute fascination for what's happening in the future. And as I'm sure everybody does, but I'm fortunate enough to be in the position where I can get to talk to people that come and do TED Talks. And of course, some of these people are the most fascinating people around. So I'm very, very happy to be here today to present some people who are going to be able to answer some of the most demanded questions out there. Like, where on earth are we going? Because so many people don't know. So the first presenter that we have today is Jacques. Now, Jacques comes from Neon Internet. And what is Neon Internet? It's one of these companies that's really embracing the future forms of communication through all the different NFTs and so forth, and who understands anything about NFTs? So what I'd love you guys to do is, he's going to give a very short presentation, and if you have any questions, then please let us know, so that we're going to have a very short question and answer afterwards. Likewise, if you have any questions online, please do so, and we'll be observing to check for those. All right, Jacques, can I come and have you on stage to talk about Web 3.0? Jacques, a round of applause, please.
All right, thank you very much. Who here has already heard about NFTs? Please put your hands up. All right, that's a good start. Now we just need to get the images ready. All right, it's looking good. Du hast nicht dran. Du hast nicht dran. Some technical problems.
So we're having a couple of technical issues. However, what I'd really love to do, because I'm really curious, everybody put their hands up when you said, did you hear about NFTs? I understand you've heard of NFTs, but does anybody really know exactly what they are? And does anybody here own an NFT? No, nobody owns an NFT. Oh, you do? Very good. Which one? Oh, you made your own. Fabulous. So what I heard about Jacques, and one of the reasons I'm really interested in what Jacques has to say, is have any of you heard of the Bored Ape Yacht Club? Have you seen those really bizarre pictures of monkeys, the NFTs? Okay, so apparently Jacques not only has, not one of the Bored Ape, but he has one of the Mutant Ape Yacht Clubs. Is that right? Excuse me, Samuel does. Oh, you wish? How much are these things worth, do you know? Okay, so when Samuel comes on stage, this guy's a multi-millionaire, obviously, because I understand that these things all are hundreds of thousands. Anyway, how are we doing with the tech? We're there, perfect.
Yeah. It seems to work now. Yes, all right. So, I hope you're still here. Let's get started. So, I'm Jacques from the Internet, as you heard. And today I want to take you on a journey to a new frontier. For me, everyone probably knows this dude here on the horse. And of course the new frontier is Web 3. Here we have one of these bored apes that he was mentioning. And to start, I want to first look at the current situation, at a problem that social media has today. This statement is pretty obvious. we do not own our audience. You do not own your audience, and also your creators don't own their audience. Because today, actually, Facebook owns your followers, Twitch owns your viewers, and Spotify also owns your listeners. They lend out their users to you, and you pay rent in the form of your content that you provide to them. So this is exactly the reason why I think Web3 is so interesting. Because Web3 is a form of internet that's less dependent on such gatekeepers. Of course, the question now is how, it's a nice story, but how does it work? So, as so many things, it all started with Bitcoin in 2009, because the problem that Bitcoin solved was how decentralized parties agree on a certain truth without relying on a central trusted party. Of course, this is a lot of words, I know. So let's take an example to make it a little bit clearer. In a normal payment system today, if Link wants to send Captain Falcon money, he will go through the bank. He will trust the bank that the bank does its job, that it makes sure that everything runs smoothly, and then money can be sent. Now, in a decentralized system, this is much harder, because how does Link know that Captain Falcon is like a real user, or how does Captain Falcon know that Link is sending real money, and how does everyone know that nobody is cheating? And this is what Bitcoin enables in a very abstract sense. In a peer-to-peer way, Link can just send his money to Captain Falcon without relying on a central trusted party. It's like digital cash, because if we think about it today, if I pay in cash, I just hand over a paper bill, and the other person can check if this paper bill is right, is real, and nobody needs a trusted third party to make sure that everything runs smoothly. This principle of not trusting anyone, not having to trust any central party, is very important for me. So if you remember anything from this presentation, this would be it. The basic foundation is that you don't need to trust one central party. And the next step is then Ethereum. They came in 2014 and asked the question, what if we run code in a trusted way? So computer programs in a trusted way. Again, an example here. Today, we run our applications, our web applications, and yeah, basically all the internet stuff in this central way. So Twitch is the central party, and let's say Sonic runs online casinos and they don't want him to use Twitch anymore. They can just change their application, and then Sonic doesn't have access to it anymore. So in that sense, it's very similar to Facebook owns your followers, because it's not you that owns this connection. It's them that make the connection, and if they don't want you to have the connection, yeah, it's game over. So what Ethereum does is it gives a platform to deploy code in a decentralized way, so in a trustless way. You do not have to trust one central party to do their job. In Ethereum, code cannot be changed. It's viewable by anyone, and anyone can interact with it. So in that sense, it solves a little bit this censoring issue, and also makes available a lot of possibilities because it's so open and interoperable. These pieces of code on Ethereum are called smart contracts, and they enable the next step in all this evolution, which is NFTs, DeFi, and even social. For this presentation, I will go more into NFTs. So an NFT is basically a smart contract on a blockchain. It's unique, transferable, and it cannot be faked, and it has metadata linked to it. And this last bit is quite important for me, because it's the basis for saying that an NFT is more like a digital certificate of ownership than just an image or a video, because it is a token that you own, and it has metadata linked to it. So this metadata can basically be anything. And in that sense, also, NFTs are not only JPEGs, they can represent, theoretically, they can represent anything. So let's go through some examples. The first one is obviously digital files. That's the case of JPEGs, so that's representing digital art, anything you can imagine, from videos to GIFs to images. Then the next would be digital land. It can also represent digital land. If you think about it, the paper that says that you own physical land is nothing else than just a paper that we all agree on is valid. And in the same sense, this could happen with NFTs. Digital identities, social media can be rebuilt in a more decentralized way. For example, a following can be represented by owning an NFT. Then also digital membership cards. Think you have this NFT and you get this benefit. And then digital items. Of course, we are here at Gamescom, so that's maybe more relevant. NFTs can also represent items in games, so like Fortnite skins or weapons in World of Warcraft or any 3D avatars. Of course, you might say that you own your sword in World of Warcraft. It's kind of true, but no. Technically, Blizzard owns your sword and they lend it out to you. So it's the same principle that I mentioned before. Again, with the followers, Facebook owns your followers, they lend them to you. The same is happening with items. So yeah, again, this is the whole point I want to make today. By this trustlessness, NFTs and tokens are a way to have actual ownership on a blockchain without the need of a central party. So in that sense also, we had Web 1 was read information, then came social media, we were able to publish information, and now we can own stuff digitally, actually own it. My last concept that I want to give to you is, I know it's very simple and very easy to be cynical if you're just focusing on prices and looking at the money part of all of this, but I would say, let's look at the evolution of the internet. It took quite some time until we could actually use it to buy groceries and to actually do stuff with it. That was also like available for my mom, for example. So in the same way, I would say, let's see what the future brings in terms of Web3. I don't want to say we are early because, yeah, but yeah, let's see what the future brings. Thank you very much. If you want to get a little bit more into the subject, join our Discord, follow us on social media. We frequently post content about all of this. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
If I can just keep you here for a second, does anybody have any questions in the room? And actually, while you're thinking of a question, if I can very, very briefly pose one of my own. So, I mean, we're here in a convention full of artists, right? So practically speaking, because I know Web 3.0, but practically speaking, how can an artist connect through Web 3.0 to get through to their fans, to get through to their...
So what is really important is that you understand that NFTs represent a connection, or can represent a connection to the artist or to the creator, right? So I gave before the example of digital identity, so also social media. And if you think about it, if someone owns your NFT, you have a connection to them because the blockchain is open. You can see who owns your NFT, and this relation no one can change it or take it away from you. So by issuing NFTs to your fans, it doesn't have to cost anything. Right. They can be free, right?
Right.
So by issuing NFTs to your fans, you have a connection with them that maybe in the future will also be worth something for them, and it's something that is neutral and cannot be taken away from you or from them. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And so did it cost you anything to create your NFT? Because I know the chap in the back of the room, he's created his own NFT. Did it cost you anything? 30 cents for gas, and that's, yeah, so it really is an easy way. Are there any other questions? The lights are pretty difficult. No? Okay, so thank you very much, Jacques. Can I have a round of applause for Jacques?